it's neither here nor there. So for Seun Kuti, I don't really see the musical talent, you know, and I don't really see him as an activist like that. He's more of a content creator, you know, if you know what I mean. And then, he has that personality of being an extrovert, of being somebody who is forward. He has that personality, right? Which may suit him being somebody who makes content, somebody who can do well in streaming reality show. What I would suggest to Seun Kuti is that he should be doing a reality show. He should do more of streaming, just like Kataife. And I'm not trying to compare him, right? But he could do streaming the way the likes of Kataife and Pella are doing. But the thing with Seun Kuti is that he should do a reality show. I see him like when there's this lady that dances. I've forgotten her name now. This lady that dances, seductively or so, that went to dance at the grave site of the great Fela. I've forgotten her name now. Seun Kuti, if he does reality show are not really doing so well in Nigeria because we've not really done the craft. Because if you look at reality shows, a lot of reality shows are doing well. Kim Kardashian, Hollywood, they are doing great reality shows. The reality show we have in Nigeria are not really reality shows. They are more of scripted shows or something like that. Real Wives of Lagos or something like that. But if Seun Kuti does reality show, he will do well because he has that personality. He has that personality which would go well. So if he does that, then the main, apart from Femi Kuti, the main star of that family is Fela's grandchild, Made Kuti. Made Kuti, son of Femi Kuti, grandchild of Fela Kuti. Made Kuti is super talented, multi-instrumentalist, performer, is Grammy nominated, is a great guy.
Because it is brutally honest. If you saw me live in Abuja and you did not like me, we would not be here.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
because you played that day.
It takes a level of skill and hard work because first, my skill set is that I play a lot of instruments. I play them well. So I'm practicing 6 to 7 hours every day.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, there are not many people that can play as many instruments as I can. And that only comes from practice. It's not possible to inherit the ability to play the sax.
Right.
Just because my dad can play doesn't mean I was born and I can play. Because people see talent in that way. And it really isn't. It's a lot of, for most people, it's 1% talent and 99% effort. And I have put in the work. So the fact that I get these shows is not because I'm Femi Kuti's son. It absolutely isn't. If that was honestly the case, I don't think I would have a penny to my name. I really don't think so. My musicians respect me because of how hard I work. So the movement has existed for 3 years now. And when we started, there were no shows, and which is why I started the live rehearsals, because it was a way for people to see me, even though I wasn't getting any opportunities or gigs. And through those live rehearsals, I used the shrine as my platform to market myself. So that is where the privilege lies. A space that I can call my own to do what I want to do and bring people in. So that's one thing that I can say for sure. Having the shrine, because I used to play monthly, and every month was a different theme. I'd market the show, and that's how eventually word spread around. And I started getting gigs at different festivals and here and there. So honestly, my background has helped me a lot, but music is not a space where your background can keep you. It isn't. And the fact that, like, Okusho and my dad, they're touring the US, touring Europe, It has nothing to do with their background, because I know how hard it is even for me to get those gigs.
Cool guy. His personality is reserved, like his father. He has a reserved personality, but this guy, Made Kuti is definition of talent. Made Kuti, like Wizkid, Michael Jackson. These are people, when you see them, they are quiet, calm guys. But when they get on stage, they do wonders. You go see that they have it in them. And they don't. Their physique doesn't really tell the kind of person they are. Their personality doesn't tell the kind of, because they are reserved persons. They are private. They are not really out with their private life. But when they get on stage and they handed the mic and they have the stage, they do wonders. So that's the kind of person Made Kuti is. I just try to look at these personalities, and try to make this point that people have their strengths and their areas of weaknesses, right? It's just a question of knowing your area of strength and capitalizing on it, and use it to do well, right? Than just focusing on things that are not your areas of strength, and stuff like that. So that is why I would just want to say this: we don't compare Fela with anybody. At least I'm old enough to have listened to a lot of Fela's music and to have known about Fela, and also to read about him and read about his mother, the matriarch Fumilayo and Seun Kuti and all of that. Fela can't be compared to anybody. Fela has such big shoes that no one can fill it. So you just get inspired by what Fela did, but don't even go there. Don't compare yourself with Fela. Nobody can compare themselves with Fela, and no one should even try to. But in your own little way, you can do things. Wizkid is a great musician. He has done a lot. Great, greatly talented musician. He has a large following and all that. I like the way Wizkid is cool. The Wizkid has been best in just focusing on his music and doing his thing. That's best of Wizkid. Wizkid is not somebody that comes on social media and drag people, So, like when he and Davido got into it, and him getting into it with Seun Kuti, that's not Wizkid. That's not Wizkid. Maybe, we have our ups and downs. So sometimes we are on the low and all that. But classic Wizkid is not someone who comes on stage and be having issues with anybody. Wizkid lives his private life, minds his business, creates his music, come on stage and kill it. That's classic music. Talented person, He's just like a Messi. Inborn talent. You just nurture it. You come on stage and you do crazy things. You may not know it if you see like a Messi outside. You may not know it at all. And Messi has this reserved personality as well. But he goes on stage and does wonders. That's talent, inborn, inbuilt, innate talent. So Wizkid music, super talented. You should just forget about dragging people. He already has a following. It's call them Wizkid FC. I think they call him Daddy or so. I've forgotten. You know. Wizkid has talent, has a following. He just needs to just doing your music and doing your thing. Forget dragging people. You already have what it takes. These days musicians, they drag when they want to release album, release something. They drag, kind of just the way 50 Cent does. 50 Cent has a way of, if he wants to, 50 Cent, if you read about 50 Cent and watch his documentary on 50 Cent, somebody that raises controversy. If he wants to release an album or something, he realizes that controversy sells, so he just raise controversy so that he can be able to sell his album, sell his music and stuff like that. Some people do that, create controversies, but Wizkid doesn't need that. doesn't need controversy. He's already a big shot, has a large following, has a very dedicated following. He just needs to do is just focus on music, create good music, the way he has done recently with Ashake, you know, the recent EP or album or so that he released and all that. Great music and all that. Just be doing Wizkid stuff, you know. If he listens to this, I just want to tell him that you already have it. You have the talent, you have stage performance, you have everything that it takes to be a great musician. You don't need the controversies. You don't need it. So don't be allow your FC to drag people. Don't get personally involved. Whoever wants to drag you should drag you. Let your followers do the counter dragging. You just focus on doing your music and all that, and it would go very well. I wish Whiskey all the best. Fela, great fella, can't be compared to anybody. You know, Madi Kuti, there are the Kutis that are doing well. Seun Kuti, please do reality show, please. Reality show will serve you best. You already have the physique. You already have the background. You have the family house. You have the fella name. Do a reality show where you talk about your family, talk about live. Watch these reality shows like Kim Kardashian and all that. I tell you, if Seun Kuti should do reality show, real reality show with good production and all that, is going to do very well. Or focus on doing documentaries on Fela's legacy and all that, talking about Fela and its art and all that. If let's say collaborates with Netflix and other people, he can do great documentaries and all that. Something really, not something scripted, not something movies. No, documentary, reality show, streaming. Seun Kuti will do well in those things. And just forget about, he's not really an activist like that. So, but he can talk on some things, you get engagements and all of that, but that's not his thing. I've watched and read and seen activists. Fela was an activist. Chief Gani Fawemi activists. But some of these activists you are seeing now, they're not activists. They're just content creators, like some of us are trying to do.